Personally, one of the most challenging things for running Awaken Space as a podcast has been week by week figuring out what it is that I'm going to write about. It's not like I don't have several ideas for things to write about, but it's definitely challenging to see what it is that people want to hear because, of course, for me, running a podcast, it's really important that I have listeners because, I really enjoy putting this stuff together, but at the same point, it's very important to have listenership. That's something that really means the world to me. So recently, I actually reached out to a friend, and I was grateful that she was able to provide me feedback on everything. She's actually an avid listener, which I'm also very grateful for. And I decided to ask her if there was anything that she would like me to talk about on the podcast. And so she actually said, yeah, can you talk about overcoming your past and everything? And so I thought, wow, that's a really, good thing to talk about. It's something that I did kind of cover in a previous episode, all about, healing and moving on from trauma. But this is definitely different, and it's something that I realized that I've been learning a lot about lately. And it's really cool too because, a lot of people have this idea about overcoming your past and thinking that it's all about coming out on top, because we definitely live in a society of dominance and just being on top and just destroying everything, destroying everyone. It's kind of crazy, but dealing with it actually entails dealing with it, not just realizing that it's arising and out of discomfort just trying to push it down, because these things remain. These things will persist, and different things in life will actually trigger them. And then, it's like we go throughout life trying to avoid the things that trigger them, and then thus we're controlled by the pain rather than taking, the pain by, the horns and controlling it and resolving it and dealing with it and, basically living a life free of that. Because what happens is, if we negate it, triggers will come back into experiences and make us really sensitive in life. And until we deal with it, those things aren't going to go away. They're just going to remain there. And so if we really want to overcome our past, instead of trying to let it go, trying to push it down, trying to, negate it, trying to, literally trying to move on from it, the best way to do this is actually to accept that these things happen in our lives. Address them, accept them, allow the feelings that come with them, forgive ourselves and other people, and then release. Release that energy, because there is stagnant energy within us in different parts of the energy field of the body that we just need to allow to move on from. And it's really just that simple. And then these things don't dictate our lives because they have no power over us. The only time that they have power over us is when we're trying to negate them, is when we're trying to neglect, when we're trying to run away from them, because we have sensitivities, because they arise and we don't know what to do with this stuff. And so really it's just all about addressing the issue, allowing the energy and the emotions that come with it, accepting that it happened from a very deep place, forgiving ourselves and potential other people that were involved, and releasing it. Because once we own it, it no longer owns us. Period.